Don't go anywhere. This is Ask an Autism Mom Live. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Ask an Autism Mom Live. I'm Jenn Eggert of LuckyKid.com, and you can join me live every Monday to share insights, learn tips, and meet other parents. For today, we'll be talking about how to ask and accept help as a special needs parent. If you know someone who could use these tips, go ahead and share this video on your timeline now or tag them in the comments below. I want to welcome those of you watching live on Facebook or listening to the podcast or iTunes on YouTube. If you want to get alerts to join us live and ask questions live, you can visit luckykid.com/live. Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to see you today. Today's topic is a personal topic for me. We all know that asking for help and accepting help can be very difficult. So I want to wade through these waters with you. I'm excited that you made it. Angela, I'm so excited that you can make it at least for a little while. Janelle, hi. Angela, hi. Happy to see you. So if you're just joining us, you're listening to Ask an Autism Mom show, and we're discussing how to go and ask for and accept help and support as a special needs family. We can't wait to dig into this topic with you today, but first we want to give a huge shout out and thank you to our sponsor. This show is brought to you by LuckyKid.com. LuckyKid provides quality sensory products for special needs families. One of our more popular products is our fidget band, which simply goes over the legs of the chair and allows your child to bounce or kick their feet at it and fidget with their feet while still eating, doing homework, whatever the need may be for them to sit in a chair. If you're just joining us, you're listening to the Ask an Autism Mom show, and we're talking about how to ask and accept help as a special needs family. Like I said, this is not an easy topic. It can be very difficult and personal for different families. Let's admit it. It's hard to ask for help, and it's even harder to accept it. But as a special needs family, this is extremely important. We have a lot on our plate, and we need help. Simply asking your spouse, I know for me personally, the last couple of weeks I've been busy on Wednesday evenings. So instead of being able to manage the 7 to 8 o'clock time where I'm usually busy doing bathing children, getting them snacks, ready for bed, reading Riley her book before bed, and putting her to bed, I have had to ask my own husband to step it up and come in and be me for that hour. It's not easy. And I'll admit, the first couple of weeks went horrible. But last week, there was a major change. We have broken it down to, especially Riley, very simply that mommy's busy in her room on the phone for work. So you need to stay with daddy. If you have a question, you don't walk past daddy and come find mommy, which is their biggest problem. But I do all those key things with her before I put her to bed. If I know she does not go to sleep without Twinkle Twinkle sung to her every night. So I'll sing it before I go in my room. I will leave the book out for daddy to read. And apparently last week he was a better reader than mommy, so that went well. But I also lay out simple things as her snack. She eats the same snack every night pretty much, cereal. So it's not easy, but it's key. And I'll admit, it's not easy for me either. That's why I thought we should really break it down and talk about it. Surely having a special needs member in the family can add pressure, not only on the parents, but the entire family, siblings included. Despite all of the professional help that can be available outside of the household, things can still be challenging and quite difficult for the immediate family involved. So how exactly do we go about asking for help, and how do we go about accepting help and support as a special needs family? First, I want to break down there are two forms of help that you may ask for. One could be physical help. Physical help rakes in with Grandma comes over and you ask grandma to simply throw in the laundry or, can you start dinner for me? So there is physical help, which is actually physically doing something to benefit your family. Then there is that other huge area where we need the most help. That's emotional support. That's having someone to talk to. That's having your vent. That's having someone for the siblings to talk to. Why am I saying siblings need it too? Many years ago, I was a sibling of a special needs child, which meant I have seen my parents and I have grown up with this. I, for a long time, didn't understand why a lot of my childhood memories focused on being with aunts and uncles. Then I realized they were during the times my sister was very ill and my mother was away in a hospital with my sister. So they counted on aunts and uncles to take care of myself and my younger sibling so that they could focus, mom could focus on Julie and dad could take care of me. And in taking care of me, he also had to work full time. So when dad was at work, my aunts and uncles would take care of me. And I remember so many funny little stories. So if you feel guilty about getting people to help with a sibling, please don't. As a sibling of a child with a severe disability, I can tell you it's hard. But I have so many good memories with my aunts and uncles. I remember the story. I was too young to remember the actual event, but there was always a joke that my dad had to work one day, so he dropped me off with my uncle for a few hours. Well, my uncle and I played together. He took care of me the afternoon. My dad came home and said, "David, does this child ever stop talking? She talked the entire time she was here." But that was my connection to my uncle, and we actually had a very good bonding connection. So don't feel guilty asking for support from for the siblings and asking people to help with them, because if you find this right support network, those children are going to be well loved and well taken care of. And I can tell you that from, again, personal experience. And yes, like Angela says, her mom comes over twice a week to simply fold laundry. Angela has a family of 10. Folding laundry is no small feat. So for her, that's a huge, huge thing. So let's talk about asking for and accepting help. Parenting can be very hard and a very personal journey for each of us. Parenting a special needs child is one of the most challenging journeys you will ever take, but it also is the most rewarding. The sleepless nights, worry, multiple doctors, multiple therapists, and sadly, oftentimes we find that one parent is left to take on the brunt of the responsibility. The other oftentimes works. And we do have single parent families where everything falls on the single parent. So this can be very difficult for the families, both parents and siblings. We need to remember the parents and siblings need a certain level of care and support as well. Like I said, I grew up in a family where I had to watch my parents navigate being special needs parents. So I learned from an early age that it's okay to ask for help because sometimes you don't have a choice. So asking for help from family and friends is very, very important. When I became a special needs parent, I developed a new understanding for what my parents went through. I always saw it. I always thought I understood it. And it's really hard when it's actually you in the situation. I just want to stop right here. Melissa, please, in group, let's talk some more, get to know each other some more. You need the support, and we as a group and as a community are willing to support you. That is the biggest. For emotional support, come join us in group. We will be your emotional support. We will stand by you. I saw my parents as a child did their best to include me in as much as they could. I knew how to care for my sister on my own at a really young age, which made me feel proud and responsible. My sister had complex medical issues, and she needed something called suctioning. She had a trach in her throat, and we had to suction it frequently to keep the mucus out of her lungs from her choking. And I remember learning, I was so young, and someone made a comment when we were out that there was a young child suctioning my sister. Weren't they concerned? And my parents were not concerned. They had stated that they taught us how to do it properly so that we could take care of our sister. And let me tell you, it felt good. I loved being recognized for being a young child, taking care of my sister and stepping up. So please remember to include the siblings. They could be a very valuable asset. Now, when I became a parent, when I became a parent, I had to learn what kind of help I needed and what worked best for me and my family and Riley. Now, for me, when she was younger, the issue is sleep. She didn't sleep well. She would go to bed about 8, 9 o'clock, and then by 10 or 11, she would be awake. And she would stay awake till 4, 5, 6 in the morning. I had to get up at 6 to get Big Brother ready for school. So because we lived with my in-laws at the time, I actually started to depend on my mother-in-law to get up at 6. I would get up, go wake my son up, tell him good morning, tell him I love him, and then Grandma would take over, and I would go back to bed and sleep with Riley for a few more hours, so I actually could sleep. Now, it can be hard swallowing your pride and asking for help. I will admit that. It can be very, very hard. But, sorry, I'm trying to get something to work, and it's not going to. There we go. Sorry. I need you to remember that everyone needs help sometimes. So you need to swallow your pride and ask for help, even if it is extremely, extremely difficult. Now, you need to tell them what things they can reasonably help with. You need to look at the person offering support and what you need. For us, Grandma woke up early anyways, so it was easy for her to step in and fill the role of getting my son ready for school. She was willing to do it. She was already awake, so it worked well for us. So look at the person that needs support and the person offering support and try and mesh what would work best. Angela has discovered that asking her mother to fold laundry really works for her. And with 10 kids, I don't blame her. So what you're going to do is once you find a support person, you are going to make a schedule of what help you need and when, and kind of make a schedule with them to make it match so that you will get the help and support you need from them. For some, it's a little bit of help with meals, laundry, or time away. Once you have a list and ways your friends and family can help, it may be easier to write down who is doing what, when. I want you to remember never ever to be afraid of asking for help. It's hard, but you can still ask. The worst they can say is no. And then you just move on to someone else. Now, when you find someone to help and you have it scheduled, always make a backup plan. If there were mornings Grandma was sick, I would get up. Some mornings Aunt Beth would be awake and willing to help me. So I had sort of a backup plan, and if that didn't work, then I would do it. But try and have a backup plan. Notify schools and therapists if other people will be dropping off or picking up your child. This is important. They need to be cleared to pick up or drop off your child, so you need to notify the schools. I would make a simple schedule. Well, back in the day, I don't drive. So it was known by the school that every day, dad or grandma would pick Jack up from school because he went to a school outside of our district and would not get the bus. So just make it clear to the schools what days, who's going to be picking them up. Now here comes the trickier part. Let your child know what to expect. Let them know, today you're going to school. Mommy's got an appointment. So grandma will be picking you up today. Riley knows on the days that mommy can't be at the school bus, which is not very often at all, that my best friend Angie will be sitting there waiting for her. So Riley is well versed and with lots of reminders and practice. She knows if mom's not there, Angie's there, and it's okay. I'll get in Angie's car and she'll take me to mommy or take me home. Not every support structure works for everyone, so don't worry about everyone else. Just worry about your family and what works for you and your support team. And again, support is not only physical. Support can be that emotional connection, that vent. I have a small group of ladies. I call them my tribe. And the one main lady is another special needs mother. And she knows I will call her sometimes and I will just say simply talk. I need that distraction so bad that she will just start rambling on about her little old day and make me laugh and kind of take that pressure off. I also have a dear friend locally who is always here. Friday night, my husband and I went on a date and I knew my kids were safe with my best friend. So I want you to find those people, even someone who's not an autism parent, someone who doesn't live locally can still be a great support. My little sister is not a special needs mother, but she's a special needs sibling and she's a mother of 4. So she understands my typical kid stuff. Mainly I call her about my oldest, the 14-year-old, because we're going through that crazy teenage years. Yay. So I'll call my sister. She may not live close, but she is an amazing emotional support for me. I can vent to her. I can tell her anything I want, and I know she doesn't judge. She just listens, and we talk through it. She makes me laugh. She is my best friend in the world. After losing our older sister a couple of years ago, that bond between my younger sister and I became stronger because we're all each other has left. And we're our biggest supporters. You know the saying, you could mess with me, but don't mess with my kids. That's the same for her. You can mess with me, but the minute you mess with my sister, I have problems. So never be afraid to ask for help. And remember that support is not only physical, it is emotional support as well. If you do not have an emotional support system, please join my Facebook group at luckykid.com/group. We would love to see you there. If you join us, we will be there for emotional support. If you have a problem and are not finding the emotional support in group you need, there is a post posted about a group of moderators we have. Those women are wonderful. They have all different experiences in being autism parents, and they're great support. Trust me, they're even my support. Also, if you need support and you're not finding it, message me. Let's see what we can get you. So please, please just let me know. Angela, I love you too. Angela is one that is a huge support for me, and I am a huge support for her. We met through this show and group, and now we are very close. Now I'm just going to read through. If you have any questions for me, please put them in the comments now. And I will be reading through and seeing what we can help. Yes, group is a great emotional support. Respite care. Once you get approved for respite care, you need to contact them and find out how many hours you get a month and if you need to find your own private caretaker. That is the way we went. We ended up going with a friend who would take Riley for up to 8 hours a month. We have since lost that due to budget cuts, unfortunately, but if you get respite care, it is a wonderful, wonderful means of support. You can't give up, folks. If you feel like giving up, please message me. I don't care what time it is. I don't sleep well anyway, so just message me. You do not ever give up. That is something that is very personal to me. I don't want anyone to ever feel like they have to give up. So please come to me. We'll get through this together. Janelle, you need to ask if you can get, Janelle has a question about respite care, and there's only one company. You need to ask if you can hire a private person to provide your respite care through that company. How that works is you go out and you find someone that meets their qualifications and you hire them through them. They pay and they're always there. Amy Lee, if you're going to message me, of course, that is okay at all times. I am open to being messaged. So Amy Lee, just go ahead and message me or whoever you need. Melissa, I have an 8-year-old who tries really hard to understand that his brother isn't able to completely understand. He is trying to help, but my 8-year-old doesn't understand why his brother does things or gets more attention. It doesn't help that I also have twin 9-month-olds. A lot of people say, I don't know how you do it. And honestly, I don't really know. I just do. Melissa, I understand fully. I get told all the time, how do you do it? I don't know. I don't have a choice, so I just keep doing it. I may be tired. I may be mentally exhausted, but I keep pushing. Never, ever give up. Melissa, I want you to go ahead and message me this week. As the sibling of a special needs person, I have a little bit more insight for you and some ideas. But I remember, yes, for a long time, I questioned why my sister got all this attention and I felt like I didn't. So let's work on that, Melissa. Angela, great backup plan. If one of Angela's kids gets sick, the school knows that Grandpa will go take them. Grandpa is a bus driver, so everyone knows him, so it works well. But knowing that you have someone there to just pick up your sick kids makes it so much simpler. Alicia, I agree. Hiring someone that you know and trust is always amazing for respite care. And if it is a possibility for your respite care, I agree it's the best choice. I see that you have Auntie, and that's wonderful. Raquel, my son has ADHD, ODD, and ADD. It's a lot. Still going through more testing to see if we're missing anything. And let me tell you, it's definitely a struggle. I'm also a homeschool mom to my son because of his issues. Every day is a challenge. Raquel, that's a lot on your plate. Please reach out to us. We would love to support you through this. And I'd love to talk to you further. Angela, you're right. Even a hug helps. And yes, some kids, I agree, only trust certain people to watch them. My children are the same way. It's hard, but it's there. I understand how hard it is when your own family doesn't understand the need for emotional support. I got lucky. My parents understand. They were there. But other family members, thankfully ones we're not close to, do not understand. So I understand how hard it can be. Amy Lee, just know that we are always, always here for you. Please join the Facebook group. I would love to privately chat with you. Now, if you want to subscribe to our show, please comment by typing the number 5 in the comments. What typing the number 5 in the comments will do is it will make sure that you are subscribed. When I go live, you'll get notified, so you'll never miss a show. Alicia, you've got moms like us. Come on, be in group. Let's talk. Melissa here is offering for anyone that needs support to let her know. Let's start a threading group today, folks. Let's match up people who need support so that we all have the support system we need. Janelle, that's a good question. Places like care.com offer professional support people, professional respite care, and all different types of support. If that works for your family, yes, that is a form of support. Go for it. It doesn't matter what works for you as long as it works. If paying someone who is a professional and can do the job well works for you, do it. I wish I could. I would love, and I joke around with my husband, I would love to hire a cleaning lady. Sadly, there's no budget for that, so it's all on me. But that in itself is a form of support. That is, a cleaning lady is support. They take away that physical job of you spending all that time cleaning so that you can focus more on yourself and your family. I want to thank everybody for coming today. Today was a wonderful show. Lots of amazing feedback. I am so thrilled. And thanks for joining us today. I'm Jenn Eggert, and you can join me live every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern for more parenting tips. Remember, you can always join our parent support group at lackykid.com/group. Guys, everybody, please join group. Please reach out. Let's find each other a support network. We've all been there, so why not support each other? I started this journey in doing the show because support is so hard to find, especially good support. And those feelings of being alone and helpless can take over. So let's be there for each other. Let's support each other. So share my videos, reach out to friends that you know that are autism parents, and let them know about us. Let them know that we have an amazing support system and we would love to see it grow. So everyone, please join me in the Facebook group later. We will be talking more about support. I want to thank everyone for coming. And please never forget that every child brings good luck. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day, and I will see you on Monday.